Hi, I'm Natalie Ledwell, and this is the Inspiration Show. Today on the show, I have a special guest with me who's going to be sharing a little bit of a different take on how to manifest an amazing future for yourself. My guest today is Mr. Ken Elliot, and he is the author of a book called Manifesting 123, and You Don't Need the Three. So welcome to the call, Ken. How are you?
I'm doing wonderfully. Thanks for having me on the show. This is great fun.
Yeah, wonderful. Now, in the tradition of the show, we get you to start with your story and your background and how you got into doing what it is that you do.
I was very fortunate in that I have met in the last 20 years some of the most gifted people on the planet, at least in the West. One is Judy Goodman, who is so very gifted. She can see things that I send her in thought. And I just played around with that for a long time. I also became very close friends with William Buhlman, the best-selling author of books on how to go out of body. And both of them were telling me things about what thought does on the other side. And for me, it was just a game for a while. But I finally got it. And so I'm passing that information on to everyone else.
Wonderful. Now, as we said, the name of the book is Manifesting 123, You Don't Need the Three.
Yes.
So let's start with what number one is in that process.
All right. Number one is simply this. Your thoughts, unlike what we had conceived before, your thoughts actually make something. It never occurred to me that, well, it's like going to the light switch. When I turn on the light switch, I don't make a vision board that I'll get light. I don't hope and pray. I don't crawl on my knees. Oh, please, the light God, please make the lights work when I hit the switch. I know there's a power plant. I know how that works. Ditto when I get water. I don't pray for water. It comes out of the tap. We live in a wonderful place where that happens. With your thought actually makes something. So for many years, and with different people, I could send them something in thought, and they would get it. They would watch it form up, like water coming out of the tap, we'll say. But what really happened was your thoughts would form up like a smoke, like a vapor, and they get more and more solid if you added more intention. They would finally start to congeal. They get 3D. They get a blush of color, and then they get so solid and so 3D that they come in from the spirit world where my friends could see them, and they come into your life. Now that takes us out of the wishing and hoping and waiting game, because if you start hitting the switch, it's like that elevator button. People like to hit that elevator button. The elevator is coming, but hey, it doesn't hurt. You keep pushing that elevator button, you know that elevator is going to get there. That's not the greatest analogy, but if you have a thought, it starts to form. My friends can see it. It happens. It interacts with things in the field around you, and it makes the thing. Now that is the underpinning of every manifesting book you have ever read. And if you think, and I talked to some people in New York City, 22nd floor, pitching it to these people, and I said, look out your window. You can't see a blade of grass. You can't see a native tree. Everything you see in Manhattan was smoke first. And it built this great engine that is New York City. But it was a wisp of smoke as a thought first. Your thoughts actually build something from scratch. And it's your great gift.
Okay, so we're talking about being able to see the thing that we want to manifest. Should we be doing this, like how regularly should we be doing this? And does it manifest instantly?
It starts immediately. Once a day is enough. You know, if we got together and said, well, 3 times a day would be better, people would do it 30 times. They'd never leave the house. So when you start to think of this, it starts to form up over there. And my friends can see it. And here's that law of attraction thing. There is no law of attraction without that first thought. So when you think of that little red sports car, or you're trying to get your expenses paid, it starts to form. And you keep touching it, touching it. It could be a vision board. It could be what I call the movie in your future. You talk about the movie. We use all these layers of intention to try to, well, not try, we are building the thing. And it doesn't matter if we believe it or not. Don't hear that in the manifesting world very much, or in the metaphysical world. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. It works anyway. I don't understand gravity, but I'm firmly in my chair, and I can't make gravity work more or less. Gravity does what it does. It's a natural law. And thought just makes stuff. That's all it does.
Right. Okay, so what's step number 2?
Number 2 is fear. Now, when I'm doing the movie and I'm in my future, I have these different scenes in my movie, and I have perfect scenarios in my future. I have perfect health. Then I say I'm so very grateful. That's the great piece that's plugging it into the 220 where the washing machine is. That's the turbocharger in the car. So I can build things like this, and I've done it for years, but it's very hard. It's just brute concentration. I don't work so hard. I think of the perfect thing in my future. I don't put a lot of detail. I said perfect career, didn't I? I didn't say I had to lose some weight and get some tires in the car, and no, perfect career. And then I say I'm so grateful. That is one of the great powers of the universe. Gratefulness is love. And I'm grateful to the God of my understanding, whatever that is. Let's give credit to where credit goes. The other great power of the universe is fear, worry. Worry is a thought that's loaded with fear. And it's the opposite of that marvelous future that we have that's loaded with gratitude. So that fear thing is very real. And one of these things is a little make-believe, but this fear comes right at you because that bill's due, or you've got that pain, or you have this problem. So you can't afford to create something and turbocharge it with fear. So here's a solution. Let's take action on the fear. This is so simple. It's 3 a.m. You have a problem. We'll call it money. And you have to get the rent paid, and you need, well, $700, $1,200. You got 4 or 5 weeks. Well, you got less than that, 2 or 3 weeks. If you sit up and churn on this lack of money, I can't pay it, and you're putting fear in it, you're making that thing. Now, on one track, you have this happy life. You're manifesting that scene. On another track, you're manifesting that you can't do it. You're making both of them. You might get the perfect career, and then you get fired because I'm not worthy. I fear that I'm not good enough. Those are 2 things, and they don't counteract each other. You get them both. You can get the job and get fired. Congratulations, you made 2 things. One of them wasn't a very good result. So you're going to take action on that fear by putting it onto your calendar. Put it on your smartphone. So I have problems with money. Okay, I'm going to go into work, and I've already put it on my phone that morning or that night, and at 10 o'clock, ping, oh dear, I'm going to call the boss and ask for a raise. Ooh, I hate that. But I've got to do something with this fear. So I'm going to take action on this lack of money. At lunch, I'll call some people that owe me money. Hate that too. I wish they'd just pay me. But would it pay the note? No, but I'm going to call them anyway. I'll make another note, 4 o'clock or after work. I'm going to get on Craigslist. I'll look at the want ads. I'm going to take action in a number of different ways about this lack of money. By the way, I'm still the only guy on my block that goes to the future to take care of this. I have an unfair advantage. It just works. So I don't charge up that fear, and I'm manifesting things in my perfect future. And you just can't do more than that. So exactly. I don't worry much anymore. I have concerns. Sometimes they're concerns, but I'm not charging them up with fear. I'm going to take action on them and put them on my calendar.
Yeah, so rather than focusing on what might happen, what you're doing is being proactive in taking action to make sure that the scenario that you do want to come to fruition or that you do want to manifest is actually going to happen rather than what could happen. So, all right, so tell us what... yes, sorry.
Well, the good things is what could happen. The bad things is what could happen. You're going to make either one. So let's point yourself to happiness, right?
Yeah, great point. Okay, so what's number 3 and why don't we need it?
Well, we all hear how very, very powerful we are. Now, I have been doing this for years and years and years, and there's lots of stories from readers, manifesting123.com. Go look at the stories. You can have a very nice evening just reading these stories. You'll go, what? I can't believe it. But it happens to greater folks. So what I have learned is people are very, very powerful. Yes, we all hear that, but it's hard to buy it. But I've seen too much. So if you're manifesting some of your future and you want it to happen, and it happens, you go, wow, how did I do that? And the stories will tell you that very regular people are getting spectacular results. Your thoughts really make something, and I'll say it again, it doesn't matter if you believe this or not. I'm just the guy in the corner going, this really works, but do it yourself, because it doesn't work until it works for you. Well, we're so very powerful, and I have been around this higher self thing. I have seen this, yada, yada, yada. Well, I can't sell that. But let's put it this way. Because people get these results, because of this is your birthright, you're empowered to make anything. It's like breathing. I forgot to breathe. Help me. Have you been trained to breathe? Oh, my God, I forgot to breathe. I don't know what part of the room I'm supposed to breathe. No. We were born knowing how to breathe, and it's in the air around us. We literally breathe what's around us. Your thoughts interact with something in the field. You're born with this ability. You didn't need training, and you've been making things since you were a kid. But we don't buy into that. But we're so powerful, and it is allowed, we can make anything. Okay, got it. So you're big, and you're strong, and you're powerful, and all this kind of stuff, and you want to go in your movie, and you're pure, and you're bigger than life. And so you're going to go into your private movie theater, and I'm the gatekeeper. I'm going to check you out. And look at you, Natalie. You're all in white. Very nice. Oh, and you've been fasting 40 days, and you've been drinking distilled water. Uh-huh, yeah. Oh, Natalie, do you have any impure thoughts? You can't go in. You're not pure, you know. You don't walk on water. But you don't have to be powerful. You don't have to think that you have to get into this big, perfect zone. We go around the side door. We sneak in the theater like 12-year-olds. It's our theater. And you can go in and you can sit down and you can run your movie every time. You don't have to be big. You are, but you don't need the number 3. Number 3 is a statement of how big you are, but you can't use it. You don't need it. It comes with the package. You're born with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Ken, we have only just scratched the surface. And Ken is actually my guest on our monthly members-only SSA call this month. We've had a fantastic call and really expanded on these, these concepts that we've only just, started with today. So if you want to find out more about the SSA membership, there is a banner on the side of the page here that you can go to find out more about that. Now, also, if you want to find out more about Ken, as you can see, his website there is manifesting123.com, and he has so many stories there of people who have been able to manifest, what it is that they want in their future. So if you at any time have any kind of doubt that you don't have the ability to be able to manifest what it is that you want, go to that website, read those stories, and really, help to build your belief that if they happen for them, it can happen for you as well. So thanks again, Ken, for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here on the show.
My honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now, guys, I encourage you to share this video. You can do that by clicking the Facebook and the Twitter share buttons on this page. I also encourage you to download the app if you haven't done so already, so that you can watch the shows on the go. And make sure that you leave your email on the box, in the box on the page here, so I can send you the Manifesting with the Masters video e-course. It's actually valued at $87, and I would love to send it to you for free. So until next time, remember to live large, choose courageously, and love without limits. We'll see you soon.